Did you know that the British traded opium like it was candy? Well, in this video, I will tell you why the British did. Section 1. The Opium Trade and the Search for Profit. In the 19th century, China was a major economic power and a major producer of silk, tea, and other luxury goods that were highly sought after by European powers. The British, in particular, were keen to trade with China for these goods, but the Qing dynasty, which ruled China at the time, had strict regulations on foreign trade and only wanted to trade using silver coins. The British did not have enough silver to pay for all the Chinese goods they wanted, so they turned to the opium trade as a way to reduce the trade deficit. The British East India Company and other British merchants and traders exported opium, a narcotic drug produced in India, to China and used the proceeds from the sale of the drug to pay for Chinese goods. The opium trade was highly profitable for the British, but it had negative consequences for China. Section 2. The Dark Side of the Opium Trade. The widespread use of opium in China led to widespread addiction and social problems, including crime, corruption, and social unrest. The Qing dynasty attempted to ban the import and use of opium, but the British continued to trade the drug with China. The opium trade had a significant impact on China's economy, as the proceeds from the sale of opium were used to pay for Chinese goods rather than silver, which hurt the Chinese economy. The opium trade also had a negative impact on China's society, as the drug led to widespread addiction and social problems. Section 3. The Opium Wars. In 1839, the Qing dynasty seized and destroyed a large shipment of opium imported by the British, leading to the First Opium War between Britain and China. The British, with their superior military technology, including ironclads. Section 4. The Treaty of Nanjing and the Century of Humiliation. Following their military defeat, the Qing dynasty was forced to sign the Treaty of Nanjing in 1842. The treaty granted the British the right to trade opium in China and established several other concessions in favor of the British, including the cession of Hong Kong to Britain. The treaty also established the principle of extraterritoriality, which allowed foreign nationals to be tried in their own courts rather than in Chinese courts, and established the concept of most favored nation status, which meant that other foreign powers could demand similar concessions in their own treaties with China. The treaty and the concessions it imposed on China marked the beginning of China's century of humiliation, a period of foreign domination and interference that lasted until the end of World War II and the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949. During this period, China was subjected to a series of unequal treaties and foreign interventions, which weakened the country and contributed to the decline of the Qing dynasty. Conclusion. The opium trade and the opium wars were significant events in world history that had far-reaching consequences for China and the world. The trade of opium and other narcotic drugs was a global phenomenon in the 19th and early 20th centuries, and the opium trade had negative consequences in other parts of the world as well. The lasting legacy of the opium trade and the opium wars on China and the world is a reminder of the dangers of drug trafficking and the importance of responsible and ethical trade practices.